Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so you're overweight, you have some ailments in your body, some aches and pains. I have high BP, I have diabetes, I have this ailment. Why? Are you not responsible for your body? You are responsible for your health, and I am responsible for my health, and he or she is responsible for his or her health. How about getting healthy? First of all, you got your focus at the wrong place. Most people talk about losing weight. Everywhere you see billboards, you see magazines, advertisements talking about losing weight. And what does the mind want? The mind wants to gain things. So when you're talking about losing weight, the mind does not understand. It only hears the word weight. The mind only talks, the language of images. So your focus, first of all, is in the wrong place. So don't focus on losing weight. Take your focus away from that. Hold your lantern in your hand and take it to the right place. Now, what would be the opposite of losing weight? I think it would be having good health. So think about being healthy. And how do you do that? Now, there are so many packages in the market. There are so many fad diets. You must have heard of them all. Of course, they must be helping you to shed those extra kgs, but that weight comes right back once you get out of that diet. So the health industry, the television industry, so many of these industries are out to play with your sensibilities. They're out to play with your time. Your time is your own, your money is your own, and you have a mind. So how do you get that body that you want, that slim, trim body, flexible, energetic? How do you get it? Simple. It's not at all difficult. You've made it difficult by putting resistance in it. Now let's first of all talk about using your mind. I will talk about a few things one by one. The first thing that I want to talk about is being mindful. What does that mean? That if you really love yourself, think of what you are putting into your mouth. The moment you put something into your mouth, think about whether it's going to make you healthy or not healthy. And if you're really passionate about getting good health, you will be mindful. And when you're mindful, what message are you giving to your mind? You see, you have 82 billion cells in the body and 80 billion neurons, and they're listening all the time. So if you visualize in the morning and do affirmations. Now what is visualization, affirmations? I'm sure you've heard of it. We talked about meditation. So after you've meditated in the morning for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, take 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Visualize. Imagine the kind of body you want. Do it every morning, maybe at night, till you get that body that you want. Think of the kind of weight that you want, the kind of, body that you want. And visualize it. Give that strong message to the cells in your body. These cells are living cells. They respond. I will give you proof of that. I will validate what I'm saying at the end of this video. Apart from that, you must try to journal. Journaling means get hold of a beautiful diary, your own personal diary, and write down in it. Writing is very, very powerful. The mind listens, because when you're writing, you're putting your feelings into it, and the mind and the cells in the body are listening. So journal what you want, the kind of body that you actually want. Try it. It really works. Apart from that, you all know the parameters of losing weight. Eat your genetic food. Don't go after health foods and this food and that food. They really don't work. They do work for some time, but you have to have a healthy lifestyle imbibed in your life. It should be imbibed. It should be part of your lifestyle. Being healthy is just part of me. I have to be healthy. Don't give your body and your mind a choice. So what is that genetic food? The food that your grandparents have been eating. Your grandmother's been cooking in the kitchen. If you're a North Indian, maybe a parantha. If you're a South Indian, maybe an idli or a dosa. That would be the healthiest food, because the ingredients are locally procured, and those are the healthy ingredients. The weather is very conducive to our health and to the health of the local people. Nature has a way of keeping you healthy. Listen to it. Apart from that, exercise. Now, don't think of doing exercise. Let it just be part of your lifestyle. It's as important as breathing. Get up, put on those sneakers, and just move out of the house. Maybe a walk every day, maybe running or jogging or swimming or a tennis or whatever else. Maybe gym. It could be anything. Make it part of your lifestyle if you're really passionate about your health. If you're not, don't bother about it. Apart from that, eating early, having an early dinner. That's very, very important. Your body gets the time to digest all the food. And of course, ditching sugar, everyone knows. Once you start having less and less sugar in your, tea and coffee and whatever else, your mind, your body, and your tongue will get used to it. It just takes about 5-6 days to get into the new taste. Portion control is very important. If I asked you to eat a paratha in the morning, it means a paratha. It doesn't mean you go on gobbling all the food. Now, I was saying I'm going to validate my points. In 1964, Norman Cousins was diagnosed with a debilitating disease. It left him almost paralyzed. He could not use his limbs, and he was hospitalized for almost a long time. And the doctors gave him somewhat like 3 months to live. But Norman decided otherwise. He decided that he wanted to go on living against the permission of his doctors. Now, I'm not telling you to go against the wishes of your doctors. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what's written in the book. He checked into a hotel, and there he had high doses of vitamin C, and he had a stream of laughing material in his room. Comic shows and comedy shows and stuff like that. And if people came to meet him, his friends and family, he only asked them, he said, just crack jokes. Don't talk about my disease. I don't want to dwell on that disease. Can you believe it? After 6 months, he was back on his feet. And after 2 years, he went back to work to the Saturday Review. That was his company. He joined that company after 2 years. And after that, he wrote a book. The book's name is The Anatomy of an Illness. The scientific community is baffled, is still baffled. But now science and spirituality is coming together. There is huge evidence, Your mind is very, very receptive. And your body, don't make your body a dumping ground. Because if your mind has issues, it's going to dump it into your mind. Read that book, The Anatomy of an Illness by Norman Cousins. I'm going to write down the name in the description below. So do subscribe, guys. I'm going to be traveling in a few days. So let's see what my experience would be, traveling in the pandemic. See what the airport experience will be. I do hope to meet you there. Catch me then. See you. Bye.